Yes, I'm live. Hello. I'm doing a little bit of a pop-up live. I don't even know if anybody is even going to be here. Whoopsies. Let's see. Oh, I gotta pause that. There we go. There we go. Share a referral link. I haven't been on Streamyard in so long. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Comments. We want to see that. Do we want to see comments on the screen? Okay, comments will appear on the screen. Good morning, Angela. Good morning. I have not been feeling that great, but I thought the best thing, maybe not, is to just come on live and hang out with y'all. It's been a long time since I've been live just solely on YouTube. Hi, Kim. Hi, KLB. Ooh, in Connecticut. Is it just as cold there as it is here? Probably so. Hi, Felicia. Hello, hello. Oh, Felicia, I see that you are a member. So this is the first time I've gone live on YouTube, so I can see like when you guys use your little special emojis. And also I'm using the camera that's on my laptop. So it's probably not the bestest. It's pretty chilly. Yeah, it's in the 30s here today, but at least the sun is out. The sun is out. So that's always helpful. That's always helpful. Also, if you are a member, I was telling Mark this morning, oh, see, it's colder where you're at. I was telling Mark this morning that we've got to figure out what day we're going to do our members only live chat. It'll probably be next week. So be looking, if you are a member, be looking in the members chat. I'll be putting in some sort of a thing for a topic that we want to be talking about. I know. Hi, random TF21. How are you? Have anybody else? Is it just me? Has anybody else had a case of the blahs? The blahs. I've had the blahs, and I'm going to Disney in a couple weeks, so I should be out of the blahs when I'm at the happiest place on earth. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I don't know what it is. It's just the blahs. I think we all need to get together. That's kind of why I thought maybe it might be kind of fun to do a little bit of a chat. But I also wanted to tell you today, yeah, I know it's been all of December has been crazy. It has been. Hi, Elaine. I wanted to tell you guys today too that, oh, see, look, the sign is very evident too. Winter is stupid. Why do we live in places where it's winter? Some of you don't, and you're very lucky. I hate winter. Stupid. Florida. I'm hoping to go. Hi, Aileen. I'm only on YouTube. Well, no, I'm on Facebook too. I'm on Facebook. I was gonna do Instagram too, but I was like, I don't feel like putting in the codes and the keys and all that other kind of stuff. North Carolina is 28. That's pretty cold for you guys, right? I'm also drinking a Pepsi. I decided to drink a Pepsi instead of an energy drink because I've also been having a hard time sleeping. It's probably because I drink an energy drink every day. You know what I mean? I mean, uh that would be common sense, you know? It would be common sense. So I'm trying to cut back on that. Arizona has been rainy. That is odd for Arizona. Are you getting that leftover rain from California, Kim? 5 degrees, negative 5 degree. But Heidi, that is pretty cold. That is pretty cold for us. 46. Is that pretty common, Aileen? Oh, brr. But you know what? I don't mind the cold necessarily as long as the sun is out. If the sun isn't out, because in the Midwest specifically, when it's winter, so January, February, March, those 3 months, it's typically cold and gray. and you don't see a lot of sun, and that's where a lot of people will get that seasonal affective disorder or SAD, where you feel like you feel like the sun won't come out tomorrow, you know? You're like, shove it, Annie. It ain't coming out. It's not coming out tomorrow." Alani Cherry Bomb. It is. It is very good. I really like the cotton candy as well, but I need to do an experiment to see if I'll sleep better. And all of it is a menopause thing too, you know? Stupid menopause thing. Just makes me want to wring its neck. You finally have winter in more than 20 years. Oh gosh. It's been crazy. Well, I want to do one of the things that I wanted to talk about too when about being on here is today or this whole weekend on Virtual Antique Marketplace, VAMP, otherwise known as VAMP. Um, we're calling it open season, so you might see sellers selling everything. I this is ridiculous too. My sale is at noon, and I am selling all handbags. These are some handbags that I have purchased for myself, some that I've purchased for resale, but they've just been sitting. And I was gathering them all to sell, and this is ridiculous, the amount that I have. I have this bin full, and I have that bin full, and I have this other bag full with some shoes thrown in there too that have never been used. So, oh, let's all look at Pedro. You see him up there? He's looking down upon us. That's ridiculous, Misty. If I had a nickel for every time somebody told me that's ridiculous, Misty, I would be a millionaire. I think that I am. There's some good ones. I've got lots of vintage Dooney Burks in here, and I'm just wanting to sell them. So if you are not a member of VAMP, you're missing out because you're going to get some deals on some handbags that I've been hoarding in a bin under a table for probably 5 years. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So that's going to be at noon. So there's a lot of people that are selling a lot of things that you wouldn't normally, because on VAMP, we only sell vintage and antiques. So I thought we all have things that we're wanting to like move to get out of the way. So you might see people selling things that aren't vintage on VAMP. You do too. Oh my gosh. No, Heidi. Most of them I've never used, or some of them I've used just a couple times. I mean, I bought them used because everything that I own is used pretty much. I don't hardly ever buy anything that's brand new. So I bought them all secondhand myself. But I mean, like, this is a Vera Bradley. See, there might even be, I got stuff in them still. What's in it? There's socks. Well, what's this? Well, look, this is fitting. These little hearts, these were in these purses. These little hearts that are crocheted, and the little number 1 and 4 for 14. Or you know what I mean? Gosh, see, I need to go through these to make sure that there's nothing. Oh, there's a mask. That shows how long ago I've carried this purse. There's a mask. So what I'm trying to say is that they're probably not going to be, I mean, I will go through them to make sure that I'm not leaving any of my stuff behind. Your birthday is February 15th. Well, happy early birthday, Aileen. What do you have on your birthday list? This is Vera Bradley. I don't know what it is, but it's a big purse. Big black purse. It's Vera Bradley. It's got the strap. It's got that liner. Well, Elaine, I've got a lot of them. This one's also Vera Bradley. It's a backpack. Let's see if I got anything inside this one. I literally just grabbed this bin from my garage. $1 million. Well, you know what? If you dream real hard, Aileen, that might just happen. Yeah, there's nothing in this one, but this one's Vera Bradley backpack. You know, Vera Bradley was made in Indiana, right? Elaine says, Elaine is Friday the 6th. So Aileen and Elaine, you guys both have twin birthdays almost, then a day apart. This is going to be interesting because I'm used to selling vintage and antiques and not purses. Oh, this is also Vera Bradley. These are Vans. They've never been used or never been worn. They're mine. Oh, these are Keds. Never worn. This was Vera Bradley. This is what I was trying to get, and all those other ones. All those shoes were in my way. Good grief. This is a tote bag. It's like vinyl. I think you're Vera Bradley. Are you Vera Bradley? Well, I don't know if you are. What is, wait. Yeah. Vera Bradley. I got vintage Junie Burke. I can't with Vera Bradley. It just reminds me of the old lady purses. You hush your mouth, Angela. Hush your mouth. Hush it, Angela. You random TF21 said, I picked up a cat. You hush your mouth too, Elaine. I picked up a Cabbage Patch doll the other day that is dressed like a clown. Instantly thought of you. Gee, thanks. I would take all of the clown. Wait, did it have a painted face? Because they made them with painted faces. I don't want those. That might have to be burned at the stake. You know what, Heidi? I really don't. Maria, you got lots of, Maria, your birthday's coming up, girl. Oh, it had a mask. But I wonder if under the mask there was clown paint. What I gotta ruin it for? Oh, this is Vera Bradley. It doesn't have the shoulder strap. I rotate out. I really don't. I have I do slings now. Like this is Coach. See some of these too. I'm telling you what. I keep my trash can next to me. This is pretty tacky. Misty, you should not be live and you should be going through these purses and making sure there's nothing in them before you sell them. Well, when I ship them away, they will be free of my trash. Maria wants us to guess her age. Gosh, Maria, that's a loaded question. Retha, yours is February 21st. We all have all kinds of birthdays. My birthday's June 1st, so it's not any close. It's not close. Elvis just had a birthday on Thursday. What was he, 90, 91? That's unreal. Could you imagine? He probably, if Elvis were still alive, he would still be performing. I can guarantee you he would. I can guarantee you he would. I don't even know where to start when I start. Look at this one. This is a tote bag. Oh, I put these in here because I found these in a drawer and I was going to use them as package toppers. This is when we went to Mackinac Island and we had lunch at the Pink Pony Club. I used Vera Bradley bags when I first traveled. Could use as a pillow during the layovers. That is a really good idea because they are soft. We're all about the same age, ladies. I'll be 51 in June. Elaine is 57. So Maria, I'm gonna guess 55, Maria. 55. That could be really that's a loaded question, Maria Ladybug. Yeah, I'm selling the purses on Vamp at noon. And you may be asking Misty, why don't you just sell them here on YouTube? Well, I don't have to send in an invoice. I don't have to wait on payment. I don't have to send an invoice. And so when I sell these bags today, oh yeah, it does. It has a unicorn. You got good eyes. When I sell them today, I can ship them today. I don't have to wait on somebody to pay me. I don't have to wait and send out an invoice. Payment happens immediately. Maria, you'll be 69. That's crazy. Yeah, some of them are vintage, but this weekend on Vamp, this weekend only, we are doing what we're calling Beth, I'm glad you're here because I was just getting ready to say something about you. We are doing a um open season this weekend, so things don't have to be vintage. Normally on Vamp, everything has to be at least 25 years old, but not this weekend. So you'll be seeing sellers selling live items that you might clothes, shoes, purses, jewelry, some vintage too. And none of it is vintage, or some of it might be a mixture of both. So we might do that every quarter. It's just a way that sellers can get out away some of their inventory, but we still really like to keep VAMP a niche market as far as just solely vintage and antiques, because we want our buyers to know that when they come here and they're looking for vintage and antiques, that's the only thing that they're going to find on VAMP. Beth is going live at 11 a.m. on VAMP, and probably her YouTube channel too. She'll probably will be multicasting it. So you can leave me and go over to Beth at 11 at noon. Yeah, I don't want it to be, it's just going to be like, we talked about doing it once a quarter. So we'll do it again this spring. Yeah, this one has unicorns and like astrological signs. And it's like good for a laptop. I have never heard of this brand before. It's leather. Fanny Road. Fanny Road. But it has the long strap too. And it's got these like really fancy things on the corner. My hope is to, when I'm doing my sale, it's going to go fast, which is another thing that I like about Vamp too, is that I can go fast. I can run through 20, 30 things in an hour. So that is the reason why you don't see me selling on YouTube, is because it's just easier. It's easier for me. It's easier for you, for the sellers. You don't have to worry about sending your information to strangers on the internet. You can just go in and fill out your join. You have to be a member of VAMP, which is totally free. And you don't have to download an app. You just go to virtualantiquemarketplace.com, become a member. It's completely free. There are live sales going on all the time. There are also static sales. So you can even go in and search for something. If you're looking for Holt Howard, if you're looking for a specific pattern of Fenton, then you can go in and it'll pull up all of our sellers. We have over 200 vendors. We are actually getting ready to do onboarding on next Saturday on the 17th. I had the date wrong on my Instagram post. Like I said, I've been out of my head, not feeling very good. I literally sat in my pajamas all day yesterday and did nothing. We watched some silly show and I played a yarn game on my iPad. That's what I did all day yesterday, and watched British documentaries. So I need to get out of my shell. Did you care? Beth, I'm telling you, there are some days that you just got to have a down day. We didn't even do game night. I was just like, I don't want to do anything today. So, thank you, Kim. So if you were thinking about becoming a seller, now is the time to fill it. I'm going to be sending, I will throughout this week too. I'm going to look today, every day. I will send out new invites for seller applications that I see come in. Note that if I have noticed that I have sent multiple messages out to people for other onboardings in the past. If I send it out to you twice, I'm rejecting your application and you can reapply again. But if I don't hear anything from a seller after them being invited to 2 onboardings, then that's a little telling to me. And so I reject their application. We're very, we don't willy-nilly allow anyone on to be a seller. We do onboarding and we do look at links. If you are a new seller, it is okay to tell us that, and we're willing to help you and work with you. But we just need to know. And if you're filling out an application and it just says you don't really give us a lot of information, then I'm not gonna. Then your application will get rejected. We need to know what kind of items that you're going to sell because we don't sell clothing other than this weekend. You'll see some clothing being sold. No clothing, not even vintage clothing. It's just purely vintage and antique hard goods. I loaded some items in my VAMP sale catalog. That's right. Well, I don't want to say if Beth can do it, anybody can, because that's silly. If I can do it, anybody can. Reject stamp on your forehead. No, not that harsh, Mike. It's not that harsh. But I want active and engaged sellers on the platform. We put a lot of work and energy into it, and and I look at it as a lot of you sell on multiple I mean, everything that I have listed on Vamp, I also have listed on eBay. It's just an in addition to. It's just another way for you to get eyes on your items, and another way. What to me the most, I don't say the most important, but one of the most fun parts about it is that you can really interact and engage with your community. Now, some people don't want to do that, and that's completely fine. If you're just like, I don't want to interact with people. I just want to list my stuff, and if they buy it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. That's completely fine. I love being able to engage and interact with my customer base. To me, it helps me learn what I need to be looking for, what I need to be sourcing for. I have gotten a lot more picky about the items that I am sourcing, because with reselling, times have changed. There are a lot of people doing this now. And so you have a lot of competition. So you can't just go and buy everything willy nilly. And if you build up your customer base, you get to know what people are looking for, um, and what things that you could be bringing to your sale. So that is a really good asset to have in my opinion. You don't have to be on eBay, Etsy seller. No, you don't have to be an eBay or Etsy seller to be on Vamp. You just got to have stuff. It has to be vintage and antiques and be willing to learn. I need to get, this month has gone by really, really quickly too. I do try my best. Sometimes it doesn't happen, especially if I've got a lot going on that month, to do monthly, just like hangout sessions, not sections, sessions for sellers, about, tips and any kind of help, just like a monthly chat. It's a private chat for sellers only. Grand Dame Society. I like the sound of that, Kim. Grand Dame. We will wear big fancy hats, and if you have cigarettes, even if you don't smoke, which you shouldn't because it's not good for you, but you can pretend and have one of those long cigarette holders. You know what I mean? Bye, Angela. You have a good day too. Stay warm. I don't like tea. Oh, you have to be in your 70s. I'll be there soon enough. Time is fleeting, as we all know. Time is fleeting. Oh, Kim's not going to tell what she's got in her teacup. She's going to have some tequila in there. Have I seen the bubble cigarettes? Are you talking about the bubblegum cigarettes? I used to have those when I was a kid. They were wrapped in white paper, and then when you blew on them, they had this like powder, and it would out the end. Does anybody else remember those? I used to think I was so cool with my candy bubblegum cigarettes. Did you guys all, when you played house when you were little, you smoked? Everybody smoked. You would roll up a piece of paper and you were like, I can't believe what she did. And you're holding your Cabbage Patch doll. Yeah, I know. Anybody else? I know I'm not the only one. And then you would have your Tic Tacs, and those were your pills. Of course, it makes you wonder, what were your parents doing? Well, my dad smoked, but you had your Tic Tacs, and those were your pills. You had to take your pills and smoke your cigarettes. We never pretended we were going to church. Let's just say that when I was a child. We didn't load up all of our dolls and go to church. We smoked cigarettes and we popped our pills. Where can we get Vamp sweatshirt? Well, I got this one from an Etsy seller. I need to work on that. I need to work on it. I can put it up on my what's it called? I've neglected my merch store. I have a son who's a graphic designer, and he works for a print shop, but that's a lot. That's a big undertaking sometimes. I prefer just having people be able to order their own, and I don't have to be the middleman. It just makes it easier for me. So I'm gonna I can have him come up with a design, and then I can put them um in my store, in my merch store, which is on thriftforjunkervintagehunter.com is where you can get those. Oh, yay, or yay, Felicia. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, Felicia, Maria is 69. Can she be accepted into the Grand Dame Society? She's close. She's really close. Okay, so I have a question. Since we're all here, all of us squirrel friends, if you aren't on Vamp, may I ask why? You can tell me, you can be honest. I like to know. Are you having an issue? Do you have a problem? Do you not understand? Can I help you? Can I help you? Now listen, you don't have to, if you don't have to go on there, and you don't have to put, I mean, you have to become a member to be on Vamp, but if you don't, if you're like, my spending needs to, you don't have to enter in your credit card information, which, by the way, it is safe and secure. We use the same payment processor that Amazon uses through Stripe. So it's both buyer and seller protected. So it's just like any other purchase that you may be making online. And honestly, it's no different than me sending you a PayPal invoice. So let me know if you aren't coming over on Vamp, then let me know why. There's a lot of great sellers, and you can get things for a tremendous price. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to go and hang out with people that also like the same things that you like. We have a lot of chat rooms too that you can participate. We even have recipe exchanges. We want to see your like your displays, your thrifted finds. So there's all kinds of other things besides just a transactional. It's a social platform. So it's no different than like getting on to Instagram and showing something that you've purchased from a thrift store that you're excited about. It's basically like kind of like the same thing. It's a social, a social. I know the shipping, it is expensive. I know. I'm hoping that, I mean, even right now internationally, we can ship to New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. More countries will be added, but it's no matter when they're added, it's always going to be expensive, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way that it is. Shipping is expensive. Just for me to ship something 2 states over, it's expensive. Yeah, Sweden. I would love to go there. That's one of the places that's on my list. I've got a list. I'm getting ready. I've got to work on the promos for it, but I'm getting ready to launch my next trip. Greece, we still got openings for Greece. We're going to Greece in May. The Greece trip will close in March. So if you're considering going, you need to get you need to get signed up before March because it'll end in March. And then, excuse me, the next trip is going to be Italy, but I'm not going to tell you where. I'm working on the promos, but we're going to go to Italy the 1st of October. So that trip will be being announced and it'll be launched within the next week or so. I got to get going on that. Danish and Norwegian to collect dollar horses. Oh yeah, did you Kim, you said you got a new dollar moose? Scandinavia. You never know. I would love to go to Sweden. However, I will not go on another trip in December. I've learned my lesson and I will not do that. That was too much. Traveling around the holiday times, it was neat to see, and I'm glad that I did it, but it was a lot. It was a lot with Christmas and everything. It was a lot. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. It was a dollar moose, right? Now, are those harder to find than the dollar horses? Is the dollar moose harder to find than the dollar horse is easier to find than the dollar moose? Both of them aren't that easy to find. I don't hardly ever run across them. Okay. Okay. I think I can. Yeah, I see. I forget that I can pop in your things, your questions. Moose. Oh, so the mooses are more. Oh my gosh, Christmas in Germany. Oh my, it was so it was so neat. And honestly, we had such good weather. I mean, it was cold, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it was very, very strange to see that, it's in the 30s and people are still sitting outside and eating. Nobody will be sitting outside eating here. Nobody. But over there, they had like little heaters and then they had their little outside tables that had fur over the chairs and blankets that you could. I so badly just wanted to sit outside just so I could cover up with a little blanket and stuff, but we didn't get the chance to do that. Um, yeah, it was different. And and it was like spitting rain a little bit, and people were still out at the Christmas markets. If it's raining just a little bit, people are like, I'm going, it's raining outside. So it's just a completely different vibe over there. I mean, of course you're on vacation, so you're willing to do different things, but I don't know, it's just like the locals were doing things outside. And like the little ones, like the little kids, they weren't all like bundled up like they were Randy from Christmas Story. They were letting the kids get the fresh, cool air. And I don't know, it was definitely really, really awesome. I loved it. I loved it. You got a pink dollar horse for Christmas. Yeah, usually I've noticed them in orange and yellow a lot. And blue. Orange, yellow, and blue. Are those like the common colors typically, Kim? Pink, I bet, would be a very different color. Oh, I got some 80s trivia. Because you guys here, most of you, Angela's not here anymore. So she probably would know this because she knows pulp culture. But let's see if you guys know some of these 80s trivia. Okay. Who directed The Karate Kid? Remember that movie? Ralph Macchio. He still looks so adorable. He looks the same. Okay, who directed? This is kind of a harder question because a lot of times people don't know who directed. Was it John G. Avildsen, Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, or James Cameron? Don't Google it because I can't see what you're doing. And you probably Googling it. Most fallow horses are white? Kim, do you have white ones? Wrong. Wrong, Felicia. Remember James Cameron directed Titanic? What's that 1950s Catherine Hepburn film in Italy? Now, see, I'm thinking of Audrey Hepburn. I don't know, Mike. Well, it's John Advilson, which that's kind of a silly question. I don't like that one. Okay, let's see if you know this one. What year did the original A Nightmare on Elm Street come out? The original Roman Holiday. Was it Roman Holiday, Mike? What year did the original Nightmare on Elm Street come out? Johnny Depp was in that one. You remember that when he got sucked into the I think that was the original one when he got sucked into the waterbed? Was it 1982, 1987, 1989, or 1984? Mike says it wasn't Roman Holiday. Summertime and the living is easy. No, that would have been my guess too, Felicia, but it wasn't. 82, 87, 89, or 84? It's 84. It's 84. Mike, yes, 84. I was in 4th grade in 1984. That you're like me, Felicia. When I'm watching Jeopardy, I confidently scream out the answer, and I'm always wrong. But I think that I'm right. But you know what? Thank you for putting yourself out there and answering. Yeah, Johnny Depp. That was before, I don't know. Johnny Depp used to be cute. Like when he did 21 Jump Street, Cry Baby. And then when he started to do like Captain Jack Sparrow, he lost me. He lost me. I don't know. I liked him in the younger days, and then he just lost me. That's sort of like Keanu Reeves. I liked him when he did like Bill and Ted. What else was he in? He was in something else. And then after The Matrix, I was like, hi, Penny Sue. Sometimes that happens. They get to a certain point, and you're like, you lost me. You lost me, Johnny. And then he went all kinds of out there. You think he's still cute? Oh, there's something rough about him. I don't know. He just is a little rough. He seems a little rough. I don't know. There's just something about him, but I just liked him in Crybaby. Oh gosh, in Crybaby, he was so cute. That was such a corny movie. Oh, Elaine and Aileen. Elaine and Aileen are both Johnny Depp fans. Nothing compares to Pedro. Just have to say. Not even 10 Johnny Depps could compare to Pedro. That's right, Diane. Makes my cheeks a flush. Wonder where Willie is. Are you talking about John? Brenda, you best be talking about Johnny Depp. Oh, that's interesting. See, I can't do Macaulay Culkin because that seems a little. I still picture him in Home Alone as a child. So, so, good morning, Catherine. That's a child. I know that he's not a child anymore, but in my brain, oh, Will is with Bet. That's good. Yeah, I agree. If there were a Johnny Depp film coming out, we would be there for, in the in the younger days. Yeah, but yeah, see, I know I can't. And I think that okay, I was gonna say, Beth or Brenda, I was gonna say, no, I was not into any of that. No. Oh, Weetha. Weesa, why don't you have your name? She's incognito. It's Weesa. I didn't watch the trial. I just was not into any of that. I don't know why. Normally I am. The Murdaugh trial, I was all up in that Murdaugh trial. But the Johnny Depp, I don't know. To me, I just felt like those were two very entitled people that this is just my opinion, obviously. My opinion means nothing, but just two very entitled people that I don't know. I know, Catherine. That's why I'm like, could you imagine? It's the way, like, you think about like Leonardo DiCaprio, child star, but I grew up with him. We're the same age. So I was also a child when he was a child. But like Home Alone, I was an adult when he was a child. So, you know, so Aileen is borderline obsessed with Johnny Depp. So do you like him in the Captain Jack Sparrow? Like, is that like like your fantasy is Johnny Depp as Captain Jack? You don't have to answer that, Aileen. I sometimes ask inappropriate questions. You do not need to answer that. I tend to be an open book. So I'll answer about anything, but you don't need to answer that, Aileen. Two entitled people who were miserable making each other exactly. That's why I was like, I think you're both a little wet. You both are guilty, you know? Are you a Johnny Depp fan, Catherine? Oh, me too. He's the perfect man. He's the perfect man. He's funny, he's witty, he's humble. He's j he's the perfect man. Kurt Russell. Okay, yeah. His character in Crybaby, yes. Yes. But I'm all about that 1950s machismo deal. Aileen and Eileen. Catherine has met him. Okay, we need to hear this story, Catherine. Kurt Russell is good. I mean, this man is way older, way old. I think that this man, in my eyes, he's always been 80 years old. And that is, shoot, what is his name? I know that you guys could say it with me. He was in Mask. Dang it, what was his name? He was in Mask. He was in, uh, gosh, darn it, what is his name? Sam Elliott. But hasn't he always been like 60 years old? You know? But he's timeless. I don't know. I mean, who, Johnny Depp? Well, I mean, I think he was. Well, I think they both were guilty, in my opinion. Yes. Him and Paul Newman. Honestly, this is my opinion because I tend to like old-timey movie stars better than modern movie stars. If James Dean hadn't died, I don't think Paul Newman would have been as big as he was. That is my opinion because they were up for a lot of the same roles, and I think that I mean, I don't think that I think that he was very talented. I think that he still would have been famous, but I don't think that he would have been as famous if James Dean hadn't died. Sean Connery and Tom Selleck. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Sean Connery, just the way that he talks like this. Like, does he really talk like that? I think that he does. You could like talk to me in that voice. You go to the grocery store, Misty, and you pick up a bunch of bananas. Pierce Brosnan. Yes. I'm a Sean Connery 007 girl. I also like Daniel Craig as 007. I think that he is a really good 007. Okay, let's talk about Batman. Who is your favorite Batman character? Who is your favorite Batman? I like Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer. Oh, Harrison Ford. Yes, absolutely. Harrison Ford is up there. He wasn't Batman, but he is up there in the stratosphere of timeless sexy men. Brad Pitt, yes. I'm Batman. Wait, this is going so Tom Selleck. I love Tom Selleck. Harrison Ford, Robert Redford. I like Robert Redford too. Um, Val. I like Val. Oh, Davy Jones. Oh, Christian Bale. Clint Eastwood. I see. I haven't seen the new James Bond. Oh, Karen, what is it? Karen, let me see if I can guess. Karen, give us a clue and let's see if we can guess. I'm trying to, my ultimate growing up, I know I love Michael Keaton as, but I don't know if that's just because it was the first one, you know? There's something very, very vulnerable about him, about his character. But then I sit and think about him and Mr. Mom, and I'm like, that's Mr. Mom. It's Batman. It's Mr. Mom. I loved that movie. I love Mr. Mom. Um, I was my very like first kind of well, I had a crush on Ricky Schroeder in Silver Spoons and Ryan Lambert in Kids Incorporated because he also liked James Dean. Because I was that nerdy kid that liked James Dean, and nobody even knew who James Dean was, but I did, and I loved him. And I watched Kids Incorporated and Ryan Lambert, and I read something in my teeny bopper magazines that he loved James Dean, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like James Dean. So he has a first name by someone often in our chats. William Shatner. Do you like Captain James Kirk? Karen, William. Oh my gosh, Brenda. Oh, I like John Travolta. I don't like John Travolta bald. He's bald now. I can't get I don't know. I don't like that. I don't know why. It's just that doesn't seem Patrick Swayze. Yes, 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 yes. William Defoe. I hope not. John Travolta. How's Michael doing? He is doing great. In fact, I was going to send him a message here in a few minutes. We're going to be getting together because I am getting a couch and a chair from him. He has been really, really busy. They bought a house for his mom and they've been remodeling it. So he's been really, really busy doing that and getting that all squared away. But he's very, very happy and they're doing really well. Um, he's just doing his thing. And you follow him on Instagram. He does post updates and stuff on Instagram, but he's very, very happy and he's doing wonderful. Did Karen say, oh man, Richard Gere in Pretty Woman. Who else? I used to also have a, yes, it's Gavin. Gavin Gillette is the only man for Karen. Robert Duvall. R seriously? Robert Duvall? Wow. No one's making fun of you, Karen. We all have our own taste. I was just getting ready to say that I always thought that, oh gosh, what was his name? I can't remember what his name was. Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, I mean, nothing compares to Pedro. I mean, we've got Elvis. I love Elvis. But, I mean, I think Elvis was a damn fine looking man. But I tend to be attracted to people's, like, energy more than anything. And, like, I love, like, Liberace's energy. Liberace was not interested in, there was nothing romantic in Liberace, you know what I mean? But I loved his energy, and like Richard Simmons, his energy. And, I don't know, there's just the energy that they project and the positivity. I think it's one thing that makes them worthy of being loved, I guess. I don't know. Wait, what did Karen say? I missed this. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. Oh, your your neighbor, tell your neighbor to be quiet. No, Mike, I just say Michael's doing wonderful. They bought a house for his mom and they're working on remodeling that. And he's very, very happy and they're doing really, really well. Charisma. Yes, the charisma. Exactly, Karen. Oh, Cary Grant. Oh my gosh, yes, Mike. I collect, um, I don't have them behind me. I have them in another catalog, in another cabinet. I have them. I collect like old Hollywood biographies. This is one of my newest ones that I got from Half Price Books. I know the movie by heart. I know every word to Coal Miner's Daughter, but I've never read the book. So this is the book. I mean, I knew that she had written a book, but bye, Maria. But so I'm excited to read Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter book. Stop making that noise. You sound like an old bear growling. And Doolittle Lynn. I'm wanting to read this one. This is a pretty neat one too. It's Hollywood at Home. Bye, Felicia. And so this has a lot of candid. Well, I don't know how candid. I think that they were posed, but like Michael Douglas, that was his second wife, Anne. But it's just them at home. Michael Douglas was another one back in the day. Um, oh my gosh, Steve McQueen. Nobody has mentioned him. Yes, Sissy Spacek. That was excellent casting in that movie. Let's see. Nobody has said anything about Dean Martin either. There was Cary Grant here. It's why I grabbed this. Oh, there's Rock Hudson. There was an interesting biography about him. Yul Brynner. He doesn't get mentioned a lot either. Oh my gosh. This guy just makes me Edwin. Edwin, because he's handsome or anything. But Edwin, Mary Poppins. This is a good book. You can see, oh, nobody's mentioned him. Marlon Brando was a little bit of a freak. Let me just tell you. He was obsessed. I've read his biography. I've read a couple, but he was obsessed with farts. with farting. And he wanted to make I don't know if it was some kind of celebrity farts thing. I'm telling you. Oh, there's Paul Newman. Talk about legs. Yeah. I'm telling you. There were some fetishes going on. I don't know. Shirley MacLaine. I love Shirley MacLaine. Oh, there he is. James Dean. It's kind of maddening to think about everything that he could have accomplished, you know, if he just had the time. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look at the index, but I know that Cary Grant was in here. But I have a couple of Cary Grant biographies, and it's very, very interesting. And I like the candid pictures, which, let's be honest, those weren't candid, those were all staged, but you get to see them in their homes. But I have quite a collection. It's not behind me, but it's in another bookshelf. Britta says, I'll highlight. When my son was 18, I had to take him to the ER. All the older nurses said he looked like a young Paul Newman. Ooh, wow. He would have sold his farts in the jar. He would have had an app. Mike, you met Shirley MacLaine? I love her. I love her. One of my very, very favorite movies is gosh, I can't think of it. I love Still Magnolias, obviously, which I didn't end up auditioning for the play because I knew I wouldn't have time to do it. But one of my really good friends who will be amazing as Weezer Boudreaux, um, got the part, and she'll be amazing at it. And I will go and see her in it. Gosh, what was that? What was that movie called with she plays the mom and her daughter dies? I cannot think. Terms of Endearment. One of my favorite movies. Favorite movies. The acting in that is spot on. It's tremendous. I love it. I love Jack Nicholson's in it. It's amazing. Deborah Winger's in it. It's an incredible movie. Have I met any actors? No. No. I haven't. I did meet before she passed away. I met James Dean's aunt Hortense, and I met his drama teacher, his high school drama teacher. I met both of them, but no, I've not met any. Like, at least I don't think I have. I don't think so. When I was a kid, we were neighbors. You were neighbors with Carol Burnett's uncle. We went to her show and she talked to us. Oh my gosh, I used to call her Carol Barnett. My whole life, I always thought her name was Carol Barnett. It was a rude awakening when I saw that it was not Carol Barnett, but I still call her Carol Barnett. You met Andy Griffin? Andy Griffith? I heard that he was a really nice, down-to-earth guy. Just watched Two for the Sea with McLean and Robert Mitchum. Ooh. Who did you meet, Karen? Well, it's about time for me to go and sell these purses. Now, again, you met Alan Thicke. Yeah, I loved him Leonardo DiCaprio was in Growing Pains. I think all of us girls of the 80s had a crush on Kirk Cameron on Growing Pains. My stepdad had a jewelry store. James Coburn was a customer. Oh, that is so cool. See, Brenda, but you live in California. You have more of an opportunity. I live in Indiana. Although John Mellencamp just lives in the next town over. I've always wanted to just like run into him somewhere because he also has an antique and he's really into antiques. So that would have been cool to run into him. Cindy and I in my vlog, our Misty Cindy Fun Day, on Friday, which I'm not going to have a vlog that goes up on Monday because I'm still not feeling that great. If I can get one edited up and edited tomorrow, we'll see. But I haven't been feeling that great. Um, we wanted to find there's a John Mellencamp statue, but it's on campus at IU, and I did not feel like messing with parking. We went when classes were in session, and I didn't want to feel like we didn't feel like messing with parking, and parking is a nightmare on campus. So, and how about the Indiana University winning the Peach Bowl? We're not IU fans, but still, way to go, IU. Um, Little pink houses for you and me. I had Home Alone hat. He gave it to my nephew, who gave it to me. I left it in my old apartment. You had a Home Alone hat, Mike, from the movie when because they filmed it in Chicago, right? He was okay, but you could tell he was out of place, not being in his state. He's a Canadian though, wasn't he, Karen? You want to run into Alice Cooper? That would be fun. I wonder if you would. Do you think that you would notice him without all his eyeliner? Because I know he doesn't wear that eyeliner all the time, probably. Um, when I lived in Florida, I worked at a jewelry store. Oh my gosh, I would have died. I would have died meeting Waylon. Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. It is that we're proud of our state. That's kind of one of the few things that you can be proud of in our state. But yeah, he was Canadian. I think that he's buried in Los Angeles though, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've always wanted to go to one of those where they have like B-list celebrities and you go and you can get their autographs and stuff. I know I watch a lot of content creators that go to those, but they don't do those around in my part of the world. But I think that would be neat, even just to see from afar, because a lot of times you have to pay. Like you pay to get in, and then to get autographs, you have to pay like an absorbent amount. And then like sometimes they won't even. I don't know. It's just kind of it's a racket sometimes. Karen said that she has met, but you're a singer, Karen. Little known fact. Alien says, Misty, one person living or dead you would love to meet. Him. Pedro. I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. You met Oprah? Sean got to look under the hood of her jet. I got to pet her dogs. Because Sean was a pilot. Not, I mean, that's not a euphemism for anything. That's her actual jet. I drove by her studio in Chicago when she was in Chicago. Oh, Mike is in need of a Rita Hayworth autograph. If anyone has one laying around. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nobody has answered my question about VAMP. I know I'm changing the subject, but we have to go soon. I'm a little nervous about all these purses. So I hope that you will come, but I hope that you will come to other sales that are going on VAMP and come over to VAMP. And also, like I said, if you are a member, Mark and I are the channel member. Mark and I are going to do I will at some point we'll have our little hangout thing, but like I said, I am just not feeling that great. In fact, I'm considering, and I'm just gonna have to see how it goes. I think I may not do my kitchen fix tomorrow night. Well, in fact, what I might do is it has been fun. I've just been out of my mind. Um you have, Kim. You've been there from the very, very beginning. I um I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, I was listening to Jilly's chat. Jilly and Bug had a vamp chat on Friday, and I was listening to it. And one of the things that Jilly said that she's going to do, and I think that this is one thing that maybe might be a good idea to do, and I might do it on Monday if I decide to. I don't know what I'm going to do on Monday, but I might have a sale Monday, and it might be where if you're watching it on YouTube or Instagram, it just will be a straight price and you can claim it in the comments. So you can claim it on YouTube, you can claim it in VAMP, you can claim it on Instagram, you can claim it in Facebook. So it's going to be items that I have and it's a set price. It's not an auction and you just type in claim and the number and then you win that item. So I'm thinking about doing a small sale Monday afternoon that way. But it's all just going to kind of see because I'm like sitting here right now and I'm just like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I saw that. And she's gonna be live today at noon too. So which reminds me, there are other sellers. I'm gonna go live at noon. There are 2 other sellers that are gonna be live at the same time that I am. Please go in and shop their sales as well. Pop into their sales as well. We so encourage you to pop in and pop out and go to several different people's sales. And like I said, this weekend's looking a little bit different on Vamp than it does normally because we're doing open season. So you're going to see things that aren't vintage and antiques. Some things are, some things are. Um, but it just looks a little bit different this weekend. So what did Mike? Kit, I need to destroy you. Why? Beth is doing jewelry right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go and I'm going to take a few minutes and get set up. But come on over to virtualantiquemarketplace.com and come and hang out with us for a little bit longer. Oh, I'm glad that you got it, but man, I don't know. Karen, did your flu hit you? Did you feel out of sorts at first? Because I took a COVID test because I'm like, I cannot get enough sleep. I'm exhausted. I can't get enough sleep. And then all I want to do is sleep. But it's negative. It wasn't positive. But man, because I've heard that it's bad. But I don't know what the deal is. I'm just like, just not feeling like myself. So we will see what will happen tomorrow. I may just take the whole day off tomorrow. I don't know. We're gonna see. And then it just appeared. My mom's is like that though. Ugh. Oh, okay. All in fun, Mike. All in fun. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you for hanging out. We'll do these a little bit more often here every once in a while. It's been a long time. Has it been the flu or just been like out of touch? I just feel like, ooh, I'm just out of it. All I want to do is sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Thank you, Aileen. I'm sure it'll be fine. Ugh. Ugh. The flu is bad. I haven't had any flu symptoms. Mine is just more, I think, mental. Mine's in my head. Mine's in my head. Oh, Mike, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. Everybody take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'm gonna try to I'll see. I'll see. But I'm gonna go live and maybe get rid of some of these purses because they're ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, thank you guys again so much for hanging out and hope to see you here in a little bit. Bye guys.